Chico or Raymond?
Raymond is my real name. Chico is my nickname, and from my neighborhood. So if you call me Chico, that probably means that I know you from soccer or from high school. And if you call me Peach, that means I probably grew up around you, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. And those are my two nicknames.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What neighborhood are you from? And just kind of debrief that.
I'm from Timberleaf in Orlando, Florida. Interesting environment surrounding it, but luckily my neighborhood is pretty quiet. Got a lot of family there, a lot of friends there, and so it was never too much trouble, you know?
Yeah.
But surrounding it is a lot of different gangs. Definitely a lot of things that you don't see on a normal basic day.
Right. And can you dive into any of that to some extent?
I bet, yeah. So my neighborhood, let's say my neighborhood's Timberleaf. It's right here. So right across the street is Carver Shores. And so they actually got a rapper out right now, Lipo Baby, Pootie.
Saw him. I looked him up.
Yeah. So his neighborhood is right across the street from mine. Then, that's their own gang. And then from the left is 700. That's what they call Ivy Lane. So Ivy Lane has 700 and 4400. Those are two separate gangs. To the right of that would be Richmond Heights. They got their own little thing going on. Maybe more behind mines would be Mercy Drive, Pine Hills. And over there they got some rappers like Glock 9 and Hot Boy. Those are like their guys. Silver Star, all of those different gangs. And then more, maybe I would say like Northwest a little bit, is more like its own separate gang called Crosstown, and that's just a bunch of gangs into one type of collaboration of gangs, I guess you could say, sort of like a mafia or something.
Got you.
So those are like the gangs and the environment that was around.
Right. And what would you say, growing up in that environment, what was the biggest lesson you took, or like the greatest teaching experience?
Man, the greatest teaching experience is just every day you learn something new.
Right.
Honestly, like whether it's like not doing something, or whether it's looking over your shoulder, or like, being careful what you do, how you talk, who you talking to, how you walking, man, like even to like when you're walking, like what you got on you, like it's just a lot of like lessons that you learn every day. Like it's just little stuff that really gets you, Mm-hmm. It's never like the big things. It's always the little things that like, you don't think should even matter in your head,
right.
Like who cares if I'm wearing J's today? Well, that might be the thing that other person cares about, what the people around you is seeing. And so, I mean, it's a lot of lessons. I can't really like go over like any real big lesson. It's just every day. You're just learning something new every day. Just trying to stay out of trouble. That's it.
Were there times in like growing up in that environment where you're fearful for your life?
For my life? I mean, you definitely have like those times where like, you're close to you never know, you might have to fight. I've been robbed before with my friends. That was like, it wasn't like so scary, but it was like pretty like damn, like, like they're about to take my bikes. Mm-hmm. So, never like really feared it, because that's what we grew around. So
right.
Like that's what you like. You're normal. It's normal to you, It's normal like talking about, oh, this person just fought with this person, or this person just got beat up or jumped, or like this person just got shot. Things like that is normal, So never really feared nothing, because that's just like it was normal.
Damn.
That's it.
That's deep stuff, bro. Well,
yeah.
I just gotta say I'm super grateful to met you, and I'm stoked to have you on for this episode, man. You got to give the learners or the viewers some perspective. So this man, Ray, so the practice got canceled today, obviously, right, for you guys?
Yeah.
Since it was raining. We had a lot of rain today. And we just finished up our practice. I'm walking over to the weight room, and it's pouring at this point, and this dude is working on his craft on the field. And I was like, at that moment, I was like, wow, that's just so cool, bro. So cool. I even yelled your name. I don't know if you heard me or not.
No.
Nah, bro. But that was like something that when I first met you, it kind of always stuck out to me. I'd always see you in the lab working. So, so much respect for that, and can just kind of dive into like how you got to that point of like, I want success like that bad. You know what I mean? Was it always there?
No, it definitely was not always there. I think that someone in my life who's always tried to push it to be there is my dad. My dad is like the biggest, like that's my Superman. And so he's always tried to push me to be the best. And like, you know, as a kid, like a very young kid, you don't really get that. You don't really get like when your dad is like pushing you to do things or like telling you like, no, that's not good enough. Or like I remember one, this like the greatest story I got. It's like we're on a beach and we kayaked across the beach. And so this is like, it's probably like 3 miles, like we're kayaking. And so we get out and he tells me, okay, now you got to drag this kayak across back to where we just came from.
Wow.
So we just went across and now I have to drag it around to get back to where we was. And I was like, why? And he's just like, because I said so. And so, yeah, so I'm like, what the heck? And so, like, I'm literally dragging this kayak, like, complaining the whole time. It's just like, keep going. And so, like now when I, like, realize, like, you know, I want something bad, like, those are the moments I think about, like, man, like, I can't give up because, like, you know, like, this is how my dad, this is what he's trying to teach me. Like, you know, like, this is how I'm going to get my success. I got to keep going no matter what. And so, I mean, it's just always, like, it's been there. I just never realized it until, you know, I actually found something that I'm passionate about, which is soccer, to try to, like, you know, be the best that I could be and try to reach the best level I could reach.
Love it. Were there times on your journey where you're like, I'm over this, I'm over soccer, like, I don't want to keep going? Just because you got kind of tired of, like, the grind and not getting the results maybe you anticipated in the back of your head?
It was never the grind, but it was definitely not getting the results that, you know, you're imagining, like, you're supposed to be getting.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely had some times where I've just, like, laid in my bed and, like, man, like, I thought this was supposed to be this way. This is how I imagined it going. This is how I thought it was really going to go. Like, I thought there was no other way. And it just didn't happen that way. And, like, those are some tough days, I think, that you just got to, like, get over yourself and just say, hey, you know, there's another way. You know, God definitely has a plan of where he wants you to go, you know?
Is there a specific example that sticks out to you, like, more than others on your path that's like, man, just kind of what you described?
Yeah, my meniscus injury. If you want to get into that.
Do it.
All right, all right. So at this point already, I was at Montverde Academy. I was in my postgraduate year, so I had graduated already, but I was doing a 5th year of high school just to try and get a college offer. And so during this time, what ended up happening was I had to graduate, and then I had to move away from my family to go to this academy.
Wow.
Yeah. But it wasn't as big as, like, going to California. None. It was, like, literally, like, a different city. So I was in downtown Orlando, living in downtown Orlando, and, like, the academy would be, like, a 20-minute, 30-minute drive away. But, like, where I used to live is, like, 10 minutes away from where I was in downtown Orlando. And so, I mean, it was a tough time. Of not on the best terms with my dad. It was just a crazy situation. You know, I mean, imagine being, like, how I felt was like I'm being stripped away from, like, you know, like, my home, you know?
Right.
It's just 10 minutes away, and I can't even go over there, you know, because he wants me to be focused on, hey, like, you know, you said, like, you wanted this. You said you want to try to get to college and play soccer, you know. I'm trying to take you away from it and help you be successful now, you know? And I didn't understand that. And it really, like, made our relationship, like, very bad. Like, just little things, like, we wouldn't talk, we wouldn't be on the same term, and it was just a lot going on. And so when I was at Mount Vernon Academy, I mean, switching into that environment was different.
Right.
We're talking about like a very prestigious school with smart kids, all type of kids, rich, wealthy, you know, all type of different nationalities, and just getting used to that environment, it was a struggle, you know, because like I knew home was 10 minutes away, but I couldn't go over there, and instead I had to be with kids who just didn't understand, like, they didn't understand sometimes what I would be saying, because I would be talking like, you know, a different lingo, sort of. And so, I mean, when I tore my meniscus there, I just felt like, man, like I felt alone, because I was like, now I was actually in a great position where I felt like Mount Ver was starting to become like the people I was surrounded by, you know, starting to become like yeah, like I'm friends with these guys and like these are my guys and all that, and then like it just happened, and so I mean I just felt alone because I was distant from my friends in my old neighborhood, but at the same time, now that I had this injury, I couldn't sort of be on that field and be, you know, build those relationships with those people at Mount Vernon Academy. So that was probably like one of the times where I was like, man, like, is this soccer thing even worth it?
Right.
And I think that would be the biggest time where I surely was doubting for a month, like, man, do I want to go through this process of therapy, 6 months, trying to get back? I don't have an offer. My whole thing was coming to the academy was to get an offer.
Right.
I don't have an offer.
So you skip out on like your high school stuff. Instead of just going straight to college, you go to a post-grad year.
Yes.
All your friends are back home.
All my friends are still back home.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're at Montverde.
Yes.
Stuff is on like the rise, right? You're starting to get into your groove, and then boom, injury.
Boom. Injury.
6 months. That's in the back of your head like every day. You can't go to your ultimate flow, which is just on the field, like with the soccer ball. So
and this occurred in January.
In January.
So mind you, 6 months from January, we're in summertime now. So
right.
there is no, you get back and you maybe hit a showcase. So
right.
There's none of that. You get back and like it's already what, June?
Yeah, because school's
about to already start.
Right. So how did you deal with that? Like, what were those thoughts running wild in your head?
Man, it was. At first, it was just like a shock. Like I almost felt like sort of not immortal, but like I felt like nothing really could like phase me at first. And when the injury happened, I was just like, whoa, like I never thought about what would happen if like I got injured. Like I never thought about none of that. Like that was not even in my head. So it was sort of like a shock. Like, man, like what am I gonna do? Like I don't have no college offers. I didn't even like academically like try to go and pursue a school.
For sure.
I don't know nothing about like college. Like my family doesn't know nothing about college. My mom and dad, my dad went to the Navy, and now he's doing college. My mom, she's doing college, you know. So it's not like I grew up with parents who went to Michigan or Alabama or something. Like I'm like, oh, I want to go where my mom and dad went, you know.
Right.
So I was sort of like, whoa, like, okay, I got to try to figure out, what is my plan? Do I still want to play soccer? Now what I have to do if I want to play soccer? I got to walk on. Okay, well, what's a school that's still allowing admissions, you know? When it's February and March, you know, not that many schools is in open admission, so I got to figure out where, you know. Do I want to get away from Florida? Yeah, I want to get away from Florida because I don't want to be around. I don't want to be too close that I can come back.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that's what really like impacted me at Mount Vernon Academy. I always felt like I wanted to go back home. Okay, so I got to go somewhere far.
Okay.
And so those were the things that were just rushing into my head for the next 6 months.
Damn. And then, is it true you found Concordia in an ad?
Concordia as an ad, bro. As an ad. I kid you not. That's
wild, bro.
I kid you not.
That's wild.
I was on some college website, and I was looking up colleges in California, and it literally like a pop up. It's like Concordia University. I'm like, Concordia University. I tap it. I'm like, man, this actually like looks pretty dope. I look up what's the soccer? What's soccer like? D2, that's not a bad level to me. D2, I'm just coming off an injury. Like, let me check. What's their standings in the Pac West? Oh, they're looking pretty nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to walk on. Let me see how many seniors they got. Let me see all this. And
Love
then, hey, I just put in my admission and I got accepted.
It's so dope, man. That's such a cool story.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because what was your vision like for, I guess, your like ultimate dream with soccer before you got hurt? Like, where did you expect yourself to go or anticipate you would?
Yeah. So, first of all, I was late in soccer. So, it's not like I knew soccer when I was 6. No, I started soccer when I was 8th, 9th grade.
Wow, that's late.
Yeah, it was late. And so, I was that one kid on the field where it's like, all right, get in. There's 2 minutes left. Like, just run and, like, you don't want the ball. Just run. Just be a player, just run around.
Right.
So that was me. And so I never really envisioned, envisioned, like, I'm going to go to college and I'm gonna be a professional soccer player. Like, that was never it. It was always like, my friends are playing. Hey, you should come play. All right, let me try this out. Okay, I go to not such a good school of soccer, and they say, hey, you hustle hard. We'll pick you up. And so, literally from like 9, 10, 11th grade, like, I was just playing just to play. And 12th grade came, and like, you start to feel like, man, I gotta do something. Like, what do I want to do? Man, I really like playing soccer. I'm actually starting to feel like a passion for it. Okay, well then, what can I do to get to the next level, to keep playing, And that is when, like, college became a thing for me. Was when I realized that, like, without college, I couldn't continue playing soccer.
Damn, bro. That's deep.
Yeah.
I love that. So how was last season for you as, like, just a player? Like, what did it teach you? What was a tough time? Kind of just give me the rundown on how that went for you personally.
So last season, it was definitely tough. I would say that, so I came and, the COVID stuff was going on. And so the walk-on date tryout was like, I had like about, a month or 2 until I could actually go and try to walk on.
Oh, so you didn't even ask the coach that you were gonna that you were gonna come here?
So yeah, like, I got accepted first, and then I went to text.
Oh, okay.
Text coach.
Okay.
Hey, like, I'm coming in. Here's my highlight video. I would like to know if I could walk on. And he was like, yeah, like, the virus thing is going on right now, so I'm gonna keep you updated. And so it was like a month or 2 until I actually, like, got a message back. He was like, hey, like, yeah, like, we're gonna be allowed to let walk-ons try out this date. And so I was like, okay. And so I went and I walked on with about 5 people, and we had to wear masks through the whole training session.
Oh, that's brutal.
And you're talking about, like, with 2 hours of training and at this moment, kid you not, like, I'm the first person from my high school who's gone to play college soccer.
My boy.
Yes.
That's so dope.
With NCAA, because
that's so dope.
But it's not real college. It's just, like, first NCAA player. So I don't know nothing about what this level is gonna look like. Like, I searched everyone on the team, like Miguel Pena. I already seen his highlight video. Klaus, I already seen his highlight video. I studied, like, these people, and so, you don't really understand the level until you're there. And that first day, I was like, man, these guys are, like, amazing. Like, these guys are, like real ballers. Miguel Pena, real baller. Klaus, real baller. Elijah, real baller. Like, Oaks and Brothers, real ballers. Fonz, all of them. And so I was just like, man, like I want to play with these guys. And at the end of that tryout day, I was the last man. Out of 5 people, I was the last man. And coach said, hey, we'll allow you to keep coming, but, these are the things that I'm requiring you to do in order to, stay. And it was just like, can't like slow down the practice and stuff like that. And so, I mean, I go through that whole about month and a half of trying out.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally tell me, hey, like, your tryout time ran out. But me and the coaches talked, and we think we're going to keep you on just for the semester,
Wow.
So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I play that whole winter semester, play as hard as I can.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, he never told me I was on the team. So I was just going out there every day, like, playing as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And then we had a break. And then January came, and that's when the so-called real season came, because they switched it because of the virus. And I'm not going to lie, it was tough because the players, they came out, like, ready for season. And, like, I don't understand, like, what this level is, like, asking of me. And, it was brutal. Like, there was days where, like, I was like, man, like, I'm really, like, I'm, like, doodling the bed right now. Like, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't touch the ball. There was days where, like, I remember there was one day, like, coach came to me. He's like, hey, like, remember what I told you? It's needed for you to stay on the team, like, hey, like, just go out there and play. Like, you got to play better.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was tough because you're just trying to get acclimated to, like, the style of play and, like, the speed.
Mm-hmm.
The touch needs to be better. The decision-making needs to be better. It's asking a lot of you.
Right.
And so it was just a big change in life, I would say.
How did you respond when coach told you, hey, like, you gotta step it up? Like, do you get nervous in those moments, or do you get more of like, okay, let's go, I'm gonna do this?
I would say more frustrated.
Mm.
And I think one guy on the team who really like seen this was Tyler Oakson. Love Ty. He actually seen it one day, and he told me, like, hey man, like, like, you're gonna be all right and stuff like that. Like, just be confident, believe in yourself. And then he started doing these, like, Bible studies.
Right.
And, like, I started going, and, like, he started, like, preaching, about, like, different things about life, and, like, like, how to be more confident, things like that. And, like, I would say, like, I mean, that sort of helped me because it, like, it helped me understand that, like, like, there's a guy out there who's, like, he has my back. And, he's on the field with me every day, too. So, I was just more frustrated when Coach told me that. But, I mean, I would rather him tell me that than not tell me. And have me going out there looking like a fool.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Now, how has this season been compared to, I guess, last season?
This season has been, I mean, I would say I felt like I've been doing better, definitely. But there's definitely still another level that I'm looking at that I want to, like, be able to, like, play at.
Right.
And that's the level of, like, again, the top guys on the team. Like, I feel like that's where everyone wants to be, But, I mean, this season I feel like I've done better than what it was last season. I could definitely say that.
What do you think are the things that will take your game to that level that you want to that you're striving to get to?
Oh, I need to have, like, better technique with the ball and better tactical understanding of the game. I mean, when you're playing with guys who've been playing since they're 5 and 6, like, those things sometimes come natural to them. Whereas to me, it's like, I have to go out there and, practice an extra 2 hours to try to, catch up. Basically, what I'm trying to do is catch up. I've been trying to catch up since I started in 8th grade. And so that's all I'm basically feel like I'm doing now is continue to try to catch up and try to grind.
Well, all I can say, man, is your work ethic is inspiring, dude. Like, it's so cool to see because I remember there was one time, this wasn't even today when you were working. This was like, you guys played a game. I forgot who it was or whatnot, but then you were working on the field. Remember when I came up to you? I was walking. I was going to go to my car, and this dude's on the other end of the field. Of course. Who else could it be? And I went over there and was like, hey, keep working, bro. Like, it's so cool to see, though. Just, like, the whole setting of it, like, the lights on and you just dribbling through is so cool, man. I even called my pops, too. I was like, yo, this dude, he's a worker bee. So that's awesome, man. And then I guess the other thing I wanted to ask you too was you were talking about another project you want to do in terms of uniforms. So the floor is yours, my man.
All right. So my old high school, they haven't had uniforms in about 5 years.
Wow.
So I mean, I was there when they had the new uniforms.
And what were you guys like? Was it just old uniforms or was it like?
Oh, man. It was so bad. I have to find a picture. I remember freshman year, I had the biggest jersey. Like, bro, my nipple would be out sometimes. Yeah, honestly, like I was like number 43 or something.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Big orange jersey, like the highest shorts ever. And like, man, we used to share socks.
Wow.
I kid you not. Like we had one set of socks for home and away. Like we'd have to share socks. And like the school even provided like a cleats because they had like got a good enough donation for cleats. And so that was my freshman year. My senior year, it was better. We got a coach that actually, he actually cared.
Okay.
And like, he actually worked with uniforms. So he was able to provide us with some. So that was the last time they got some uniforms. But, man, I just wanted to find a different way to get back and give back to the community. And so I felt like this was the way that I could have an impact on my community. And I think like that's because like when I play soccer or when I like strive to do something other than soccer, you know, try to be the best at something, it's never for me. It's always for like I want people back in my community to look and say like, hey, like this is a guy who's successful but has done it in a different way, you know? Because not everyone could be a rapper, and not everyone could be a drug dealer, and not everyone could be, you know, the best basketball player. But, you know, there's different ways, you know, to get out there and be successful. And at the same time give back to your community.
This is why I love you, Raymond. This is why I love you, bro. They're going to love the uniforms that you should. Because we saw them. We saw them earlier.
Yes.
And they're dope.
Yes.
I love it, man.
I hope they do love them. I hope they do love them.
No, they will for sure. Nike too?
Nike. I said it has to be Nike or Adidas. I don't want none of the like.
No, Under Armour?
Yeah, it has to be Nike or Adidas. It has to be top quality. That's it.
Love it.
I want these kids to understand that, you know, like passion within something like just as small as a game get them somewhere in life.
Right.
Better than where they are now.
You going to speak to them too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm planning on going and speaking with them and then like run a little practice with them.
That's so dope, dude.
After my season finishes.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
West Orlando legend right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love it. Okay, man. Well, that was great. That was great. And I always like to finish with my Thru It All 3. So 3 questions at the end that we're going to end with.
Yeah.
First one, we got favorite actor.
My favorite actor?
Your favorite actor.
Oh, man. Favorite actor? Robert Downey.
No way.
Yeah.
That's my favorite actor too.
Really?
Why?
Bro, I love Iron Man.
That's the same thing. That's my favorite movie. Like one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Actually, him and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
I like Brad Pitt. And DeCap too.
Ooh, I like Brad Pitt because of World War Z. That was like, I really like movies like that, like survival.
That's tough. Yeah. Well, actually, this does not count as a Thru It All 3 question, but what's your favorite Iron Man?
My favorite Iron Man?
Yeah.
Oh, no, dang. Civil War was Captain America's movie, right?
Yeah.
Ah, then Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2 was dope.
Really?
Yeah. What about you?
That was my last one. Like that's the one I didn't like.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just like didn't like the villain in it with like the whatever the electric things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it was the third one.
Third one? You like the third one?
Third one was dope.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll debate that off cam.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. We got biggest role model.
My biggest role model? My dad and my grandfather. Those are the biggest role models. My dad is pretty successful.
Right.
But my dad grew up in New York. And so he grew up in New York and then had me at, 20-something? And I look at him now and, he's the reason why I'm even here doing all of these things, you know. And my grandfather, because, I mean, my grandfather's my grandfather, man. He's the reason why the whole family is here, you know.
For sure.
And so, those two.
Awesome. And then, what advice would you give to your younger self, that 9th grade Raymond, who just got told, "Yo, come try out with the team"? What would you tell him?
What would I tell him? Man, honestly, I would tell him, it's gonna be rough, but keep going, because I love where I'm at right now, and it's definitely different than what 9th grade Raymond was thinking it was gonna be.
Right.
And so it's gonna be a hell of a ride. That's what I would tell him.
I
Keep
love
going.
it. I love it. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yes.
Thanks
so much for being on, man.
No problem. Hey.
I was just about to do that too.
Hey.
Real quick. So I was supposed to do this at the beginning, but I actually forgot.
Yeah.
So first off, new team member Colin. He's not mic'd up right now. You can't see him, but incredible setup. He's gonna help out with the pod, and just super grateful for that. So Colin, appreciate you, my guy. He's locked in over there. And then Ray brought a gift for us. It's over there. Thru It All poster. And, you know, it's the Thru It All podcast, so we shout out everyone. And I'm gonna just read off. So we got my boy Jacob Sattler.
Yes, sir.
We got my boy Cam, AJ Adams, Chin. Who's that? Cam?
That's Cammy.
Okay, Cammy. We got Ricky,
Yes.
Janessa,
Yeah.
Ray, you signed that. Courtney. We got TBL, the best living. That's Ray's motto
Oh, we should
for
talk
life.
about that.
Yeah, we will. And then we got Layla and Jacob Fusion. So thank you guys and everyone supporting. So this is, I've actually never done this before. Finish the podcast, but we're actually going to circle back real quick because there's something I missed. So TBL, the best living.
TBL, the best living.
That's your motto.
That's my motto.
What does that mean?
So, again, I come from Timberleaf. And so in Timberleaf, we call Timberleaf TBL. And so about a year ago, I was thinking, like, man, like, you know, I wanna come up with something so that it has a different meaning, you know? I don't want it to be TBL, you know, people freaking throwing up gang signs, trying to be gangsters and stuff, and like doing all this other stuff, you know? I wanted to mean something more. I wanted to have a meaning that people could understand, that it could be something better, you know, than what it is or what it's surrounded by, you know? And so the best living came up, and I was like, you know what? That's going to be my motto. And so I came up, and TBL, shouts out to all the people, Timberleaf still. Can I shout some people out, man?
What's up?
I can shout some people out.
Camera's all
Shout out
yours.
to my brothers, Jeffrey, Darian, John Lee, Bells, Mike. These are guys I came up with. Steve, Manderson. Like, I love all you boys. I thank y'all for being there for me. And there's a struggle that we all had to deal with. Man, my high school team was ranked 457th, I think it was, in the state in soccer.
Wow.
I sent you a screenshot.
You did.
457th. And then I went to Mount Verde, which that year that I was there, it finished 7th in the state.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a struggle that, you know, like me and some of the boys that I know have come from, and people probably will never understand it. There's probably people, you know, who had more struggles, you know. But, I mean, I love you boys, and I thank you boys for always supporting me. And when one wins, we all gonna win. That's it.
Love it. This is the man right here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man, for hopping on.
Always.
It's a pleasure.
Always.
Colin, thanks for locking us in. This has been an incredible episode. First time with the legit gear. No more iPhones.
No more
No more iPhones, bro. Can't do it. Only 4K.
Oh, this is 4K, right?
This is 4K.
I'm liking this. I'm liking
Yeah.
this setup. I'm liking it.
He's like that. So, yeah, guys, appreciate you tuning in. This is episode 12. Actually, we'll have you say that. This is episode 12 of the Thru It All Podcast.
This is episode 12, Thru It All Podcast.
And then is he just going to sign his name? And that's it? I bet. I'll get out the way.